Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Adapt to Thrive. And this is the platform where we interview fantastic female entrepreneurs who are in business and also about their careers, as well as giving us useful strategies and tips to be able to help us grow and build our business. So today I have a very special guest. This is my lovely guest, Adesua.
Hello,
It's a
hi.
real honor to have you here today. She is a incredible makeup artist, and she's also passionate about beauty. She is based in London and also works in Dubai as well. A passion for makeup started 5 years ago when she was working for a wonderful, luxurious company, and she was learning all about skincare. And so the interest developed from there, and today she's going to be sharing with us some of the journey and some of the challenges as well, and also how you can also start a thriving makeup artistry business. So welcome on the show, Adesua. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Such a
so
pleasure to
much.
be here.
Fantastic. So I'm just going to add you on Facebook. Just to
Okay.
let you know, all our wonderful viewers, we are live streaming on different platforms. We are on YouTube, Facebook, as well as Instagram. So I'm going to be going live on Instagram, and I'm going to be introducing my wonderful guest on Instagram. So here we go. Fantastic. So we are now live on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back again with another guest. Today, I am going to be talking to the amazing Adesua. She is a professional makeup artist, and she is also somebody that's been working in Dubai, but now she's in London, and she's going to be sharing some useful tips and strategies to actually help us to start a thriving business. So I'm going to be adding her now on Instagram. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hi, Adesua. Welcome to Instagram.
Hello, hi there. How are you?
I'm good. Fantastic. Just put your phone the other way.
Oh, the other one. That means I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to. I'm going to
there
have
we
to
go.
do that.
Fantastic. Brilliant. I can see you better now. Welcome to all our wonderful viewers. Thanks for joining us. So I'm just going to get you to reduce your volume on the Instagram page all the way
Okay.
down. Yeah,
There we go.
fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Adapt to Thrive. Today we have a wonderful guest, Adesua, incredible makeup artist. We're going to be learning quite a lot of useful tools and strategies on how you can also build a thriving makeup business. So, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, brilliant, awesome. So, let's get started. It's so nice to get to speak to so many inspirational female leaders, especially during this season where there is so much challenges going on, lots of uncertainties, and some people are actually wondering, should I start a business? Should I even go into business? Is it the right time? And so today, I know that you've been in business for a very long time, and it's really amazing. And just to have you on the show to be able to kind of tell us your journey and your experiences. So let's take it back, in terms of what really motivated you to go into the beauty industry.
Well, actually, it all started off with hair. So I've got four younger sisters. So hair and beauty has always been like something that, even if we weren't, into doing like weaves and things like that, but like
Yeah.
braids, I think
Hmm.
everyone can kind of understand that from a young age, you want
Yes.
to keep your hair nice and tidy and everything like that. So
Exactly.
obviously,
Yeah.
having four younger sisters, it just made it a lot. It made sense that one of us should be able to do hair, and it just so happened to be myself. So
Absolutely. You
basically,
get to save money.
yeah, save
Yeah,
money, help out. My
indeed.
poor sisters literally had to go through it. So as I was learning with their heads. So sometimes they'd go to
Yeah,
school with a great hairstyle, and other times
absolutely.
not so great. Until I managed to sort of like refine my skills there.
Yeah,
But yeah, so basically in regards to hair, that's basically where it all started. When I was
brilliant.
younger, I guess my mum bought me like a little doll, and every time I'd go into the hair salon, I'd literally watch they were doing, and then when I
Mm,
got home, I'd practice, and that was
fantastic.
literally how it all started. So yeah, it was more like watching and just seeing how
Mm,
people loved a transformation. As
Indeed.
I started doing hair more and more often, so I went to university. When I finished, well, whilst I was at uni,
Yes.
again, my passion for beauty sort of like grew a little bit more there. And I then started being a mobile hairstylist. So I was doing the weaves and the braids and the cornrows. I worked in a hair salon for a little while. I had my own little team of ladies working with me a while as well, until a lot of my customers started asking, so do you do makeup as well? And I was like, oh, no, I don't. I just do hair, and this is literally, you know, naturally I'm able to do hair without any sort of like worries, and makeup is not really my thing. But as the years went by, more people kept on asking about makeup, and I just thought, okay, maybe I should actually like learn how to do it, because it would just be like an add-on service that I would do that would like,
indeed, absolutely, yes,
you know, increase like double my sales. So I thought, okay, you know what, learn. So it all basically started off with YouTube. I went on there just like most girls back in those days, watching people like Jenny Jenkins.
Hold on, Melissa, I'll just move back just a little bit, because I'm looking at the page on Facebook, so that your posture is a little bit more, exactly, a little bit more. Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, we'll only see the top of your wonderful hair, and I want to capture the beautiful face.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Carry on.
Yes. So, yes, as I was saying, like most girls back in the day, everybody wants to learn how to do makeup and look good. And so I started off by watching YouTube. One day I literally decided that I was going to follow it step by step and see whether I was actually able to transform myself.
Wow.
If anyone knew me before, like in regards, I was no good at makeup. When I started university, almost tomboyish, like my big night out makeup was eyeliner and Vaseline. So that's how basic my skills were. But yeah, I think the main thing here was just like practice. And then the more I practiced, the more like I saw that I was getting better at it. Then I then decided to take like little courses on the side. So you'd have like other makeup artists. I don't know whether you know of one called P. Louise, but she's based in Manchester, and she started off with an online sort of like teaching. Online teaching. She was one of the first people kind of who sort of like got into that first. So I just thought, you know what, why not like invest a bit of time, a bit of money into this, and see whether I can actually be decent at makeup. So I did her online class for probably about, I think it was 2 hours for the duration of about 5 weeks.
Right.
So on average, like it was basically like 10 hours of learning online.
Very flexible learning.
Yeah, and you could watch the videos like over and over until like you got it. So that was basically what I did. So the main thing there was just practice, and I think that's one thing I got to learn about the industry. I think, you know, you can have all the qualifications in the world, but the main thing about makeup and beauty, anything to do with it, is practice. You just have to practice until you get your. I
totally agree with you. I think a lot of times it's about basically just practicing constantly, perfecting those skills, you know, mastering those skills, and, you know, trying it out on your cousin, on your friend, you know, just practice makes a lot of perfect. Now, you mentioned about doing online courses, which is really amazing. And I think it's so flexible now, especially now that so many people are indoors because of the current situation, you know, the pandemic that's going on. And, you know, the government, they have advised that, you know, let's use this time a little bit more wisely by doing lots and lots of courses. Now, when it comes to makeup artistry, you know, what are the qualifications that you think it's vital to have? You know, what qualifications do you need to go into this sort of career?
I think in regards to like, I think with beauty and makeup and, you know, anything sort of artistic, sometimes it's either there or it's not, and I don't really know how to kind of say it. I mean, you can go to beauty school, obviously there's always that option to do that. However, sometimes it's just something that's innate. If you're a naturally creative person, I think like picking up something like makeup or painting or beauty or hair will automatically come quite naturally to you, and sometimes without that much practice. So some people are just naturally gifted, some people need a bit more practice, and some people need to go to school and learn everything going step by step if it's not something that's natural to them, in
Yes.
order to get it.
Absolutely.
So I feel like with this industry, there's so many different routes to go down, and I wouldn't necessarily like pinpoint it to just one way of doing it, because I feel like there's so many different ways. Like the lady that I spoke to you about previously, P. Louise, she basically self-taught. She taught herself everything that she did in regards to makeup, and she just basically built it from the ground up. The more she practiced, the more she sat people down in her chair and painted their faces, the better she became. And now she's got a multi-million dollar
Makeup academy, indeed.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed, you're absolutely right. I think a lot of people now, they didn't realize that they have so much skills within them. You know what I mean? Because you see quite a lot of young people now. A lot of young people, they are so talented. It's unbelievable. I mean, the skills to do hair, to do makeup, fashion, beauty, they are so amazing. And I think it's such a good way for them to actually start a business, and also to start branding, those good qualities, and branding themselves. So now let's talk about branding and how you actually stand out as Adesua, the makeup artist. So what have you had to do to really kind of stand out in this competitive industry? Because makeup industry is anything to do with beauty is definitely a competitive industry, because you're having to compete with newcomers and those who are fully well established in the game. They've been in it for such a long time. And here you are coming into it. And it was something that somebody saw that you did really well, and you never really put it as your priority first. It was mainly hair. But now you said, you know what, let me just learn a little bit more and work on my skills. And now you've added it as one of the services that you offer. But how do you stand out, as a business owner?
I think what I've always sort of said in regards to business and in work and everything is people buy from people. So you definitely need to come with yourself, like as in your personality, how you treat your customers, what your passion. Like, I think in regards to like makeup especially, there's so many MUAs like popping up. Like everyone always says you get the joke because everyone's an MUA. But I think what makes me stand out is, I guess, it's my personality. I care for my clients, and I do go over and beyond. So you couldn't necessarily book me for like hair or makeup. You book me for makeup, but I'll probably bring hair just in case your hairstylist lets you down, to make sure you have the most perfect day. And I try and like just see it from their point of view. Another thing that, I think the main thing here is just putting myself in my customer's shoes, giving them the best, customer service available. I make sure that I'm not late. I make sure that I'm personable. A lot of the time my clients always ask me about my story, like, why are you here? Like, what brought you here? And I think the other half about it is being open about like your own journey, and also being honest about what your abilities are and managing people's expectations. Like, I don't claim to be like the best makeup artist in the world, but I will absolutely do my best to make sure that you get what it is that you want from me, even if it means I have to do it several times. And I think the other thing as well to take into consideration is also being able to take criticism and take it very gracefully, because at the end of the day, you are doing somebody else's face, and they are very much accustomed to how they like it to look. And, it's not everything that you do the first time the customers or the client is going to be like, yeah, I love it. Sometimes they're going to look at themselves and they're like, it's not quite. And you need to sort of like take that on the chin and just be like, okay, that's fine. What would you like me to do in order to make it better? And I think all those things as a whole is important in regards to sort of branding. I think you can have the most amazing logo and you can have the most amazing website. I mean, both of which I've, spent time on, my logo and also my website. But I think what it boils down to is you as a person, how you interact with your clients, whether they trust you, whether they feel safe and happy in your chair, whether they feel like they can openly tell you how they feel about your work without you getting upset and angry about it. It's very, very important, and I always try and make sure that I keep a very a very open door, so that they can
Oh.
just tell me everything that they want to tell me, and we can go from there, really.
Fantastic. I really love that. I think it's really vital because, you know, people like to see you first as the brand and also get used to you and then build trust before they can even make an attempt to actually buy from you. So I think all those things that you said is definitely valid. Now, you know, let's look at the struggles in terms of, or the challenge, should I say, when it comes to starting a business. And, you know, what has that been like for you? Has it been a smooth road, or have you had some kind of hindrances in the way in starting your own business?
I wouldn't say that I had like a big sort of, you know, hindrance in starting a business. I think probably my main setback is always kind of like myself, because
Yes.
I guess for the most part, I would kind of like doubt myself. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I want things to go just so. So until something is like perfect, then I'm like, no, not ready to put it out there yet.
Yes.
And sometimes, you know, sometimes it's not really about perfection. It's about like coming as you are, and you know, working to improve yourself on a day-to-day basis. And that's basically one of the things that I've definitely learned, that sometimes it's not really about perfection. Sometimes people just want you, like the energy that you bring to it, the passion that you bring to your craft, and they're like, okay, she's not perfect, but I like being around her. Like I want
being around her. Yeah.
So I think I had to sort of get over myself, if that makes any sense. That was probably my biggest hurdle, and trying to be super perfect, because I guess nobody is. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to learn. Even in the beauty industry, things are always changing. Different techniques are always coming out of the woodworks. People start liking certain trends and don't like it anymore, and you have to then kind of keep on retraining, re-educating, re-practicing like your skill sets to make sure that it's just right. But I wouldn't say that it's a negative thing. I think you can never be overqualified. You can't learn too much.
Yes.
Exactly. So in regards to that, I think negative, I think maybe at first probably getting a bit overwhelmed with how many people there were actually doing makeup. And I thought, but why would they choose me then? Like, out of all these other people that do makeup. But I think one thing that I've come to find that is my own particular selling point is that I can do makeup on all skin types. Like I don't specialize in doing makeup on Black women only. I do makeup on every skin tone, and I think that's probably one of the things that has sort of like helped me in regards to like furthering like my career and being able to sort of meet new people, do makeup on different types of people, and being put in different situations that I probably wouldn't normally have been able to do, because if I'd only specified one type of race or skin tone that I work with, then it wouldn't have opened doors for myself. I do makeup in the UAE as well, so doing Arabic weddings, understanding, you know,
beautiful.
So understanding their style of makeup, how they like to look, and obviously executing that as well. Understanding the culture as well, because I think with makeup as well, different cultures like different things. You know, the way an Asian lady would like her makeup is different to how an Arab lady would like her makeup, which is different to how a Black lady would like her makeup, which is different to how a Caucasian lady. So you kind of have to sort of understand each culture, understand each sort of like makeup application, as it were. But yeah, I think that was probably maybe one of the main hurdles, because I remember the first time I ever did makeup on like an Asian skin tone, and I realized actually culturally they prefer it, you know, a little bit lighter, and I was like, like I don't understand.
How lighter do you want to go?
So I didn't quite understand it, but then I guess the more and more I did it, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll start off with a lighter base and then, like, you know, go around it with a slightly darker contour, and just to bring everything together in the whole. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say there've been hindrances. It's more been big learning curves, and because I'm passionate about it and because I love it, I'm just like, okay, what do I need to learn? Teach me. I want to learn it so that I can do it well.
That is amazing indeed. It's absolutely true. I think it's really nice as a makeup artist to actually be very versatile Be able to do not just one skin type, but everybody's skin type if possible. And I think one of the challenges is about the foundation, which is the base. You know, and so I think once you get that, then it really sets,
the tone for everything else.
It really sets, the foundation for everything. Once you can get the base and the foundation color for individual skin tone, then you can actually adapt, and you can actually mix the foundation, can't you?
That's it.
To get the right foundation for your clients, which is really amazing. Now let's talk about the financial reward when it comes to makeup artistry. Sometimes you have bookings and sometimes you don't, and so in between those times, what do you do whilst, because makeup is very seasonal. I find that during winter you may not get so much clients unless there is a wedding pre-booked. You know what I mean? A year before, a few months before. But you find that during summertime you might be busy because a lot of people have their parties and their weddings during that time, proms, exactly, graduations and stuff like that. Now, during times whereby you're not busy, what do you do to kind of, bring in profits into your business?
To be honest, I think I've kind of come to accept that there's going to be certain times where I probably won't be making that much. So I think in that time, I kind of learn more. I try and push out more content on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and on my YouTube channel. So especially times like this, where obviously nobody really wants anyone that close to their face.
Exactly, social distancing.
Exactly, with social distancing. So like times like this, I've sort of like tried to push out more content on my YouTube channel. I mean, thankfully, I've got quite a lot of supportive friends and family in regards to, they know this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I like to do. So I always get quite a lot of questions in regards to like, how do you do your makeup? How do you do your eyeshadow? And again, I'm not one of those makeup artists that's quite stingy with information. I feel like there's definitely always room, and how I do it versus how you do it is always going to be different. Like I can always teach how I do it, but I guess like my touch, my personality, my energy that I bring to the table is going to be just like yours. So I don't feel any type of way to share my tips. So most of them on YouTube. So if people want to know how I do my makeup every day, it's there. But I also do one-to-one classes. So you can also do that on Skype or Zoom. And just like, speak to people about, what products that I use in my makeup kit. Basically products that I've been using for years and years. I know that for certain it will look amazing on your wedding day or on special occasions. So I share quite a bit in regards to makeup on there. But again, my inbox is always open. People can always feel free to just ask. Like,
I love that. That is really good. I think a lot of people just want to know really what products to use, how to use it, what suits their own skin tone, what are the benefits of it. And I think there's a really nice element to have as a makeup artist, to be ready to teach and give that knowledge to those who want it. And also, I know that you work in Dubai. Tell us about that. What is it like working in Dubai, as a makeup artist? It's very hot as well. How do you keep your brides, your clients? How do you keep the skin matted for a long time? I mean, what is life like in working in Dubai?
Well, it's definitely been a massive learning curve. So in regards to like my makeup is actually something that I do like part-time as well as my full-time job. So, but in regards to brides and that Dubai desert heat, it's very important to sort of prime the skin properly. The preparation of the skin is probably of utmost importance because of how hot it is, and also setting the makeup just right, just to make sure that it stays for the whole day. I can definitely say that I've now like perfected it both on myself and also on my brides in regards to
amazing.
being able
so that's
to
a secret that we need to know.
I
do we have to come to your training?
Pardon?
I said that's a secret that we all need to know, how to mattify the skin
again, it's
in
all
hot
on the
weather.
YouTube channel. Yeah, I put all my information out there. There's definitely, I don't feel like I need to be secretive about what it is that I do. As I said, there's definitely like space for everybody, and and if people want to know, they want to know. I mean, makeup is not something that comes naturally to everyone, and you could give everybody the same list of products, but the outcome will always be different. So that's why I'm not too worried. And I think as well, like, I know that my personality is different to somebody else's personality, and how I treat my clients is different to how others treat theirs too. So I think I'm probably going into the industry more based on my passion for the craft and just wanting to do the best for my client versus making loads and loads of money. I feel as though if you're doing what it is that you enjoy, the money's going to come. Like,
that's right, indeed. That's why I always tell people, when you do what you love and what you enjoy, it's like you're not working, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like you're not working, which is absolutely fine. Thanks for sharing that with us, those tips, working in a hot country and how that is. But how is life in Dubai in general, really? I guess for a woman who is not really of their culture and their background, but you've gone there to are you staying there, or do you just work there?
Yeah, I live and work there.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm obviously back at home with the whole like COVID and everything like that. There was no point in me just being around. There was a 24-hour lockdown, so I just figured it would be easier for me to be at home, at least be with my family at this time.
That's right.
But yeah, work in Dubai is amazing. In regards to just, it definitely opens your eyes to so many different things. I've met so many people from different backgrounds. It's just a massive melting pot of people, and I love it. As well, obviously, you've got the amazing weather, so it's always nice to have, sunshine every day. But obviously, sometimes it does get a bit hot. So at the moment, I think Dubai's going through their summer, which can get up to about between 40 to 50 degrees. So it can get pretty hot.
Pretty hot, yes.
Very, very hot. But working in Dubai, I think it was definitely challenging at first to leave my family and move to a different country. But do you know what? It's been one of the most rewarding things ever, because I just feel so much stronger for doing it. I feel that I've learned a lot about myself.
Yeah. How have you been able to get clients, especially people who are of different, culture and race, to kind of, seek you as a makeup artist for you to do their makeup? How was that for you?
At first, it was quite difficult. Then I started reaching out to wedding planners in the UAE, because I know that obviously, like, as they plan the weddings, they know that they're going to need a makeup artist. So I started reaching out to makeup artists, and then also, like, I guess working on myself in regards to, I have to remember that I am the face of my own brand. So, I mean, in my workplace anyway, it's important that I look my best, but like on a day-to-day basis, just making sure that I am put together and somewhat, so that it does strike up a conversation. Because I guess that now I think most of my conversation, like 80% of my conversations, start with my makeup, my hair. So I think as soon as I started to realize that, I realized, okay, this is literally how I'm going to sort of like build my community of people who love makeup and who want their makeup done. Yeah. So through using wedding planners, as well as just networking myself on a day-to-day basis. If I'll go out with my friends, we're like, oh, who's your eyeshadow? And I'm like, me. Feel free to but,
Fantastic. So what advice would you give to any aspiring makeup artist who is starting, and they actually want to go to another country? Would you give them the advice to actually do it? But what would you tell them before they make that ultimate step in moving out to another country?
Okay, so two parts of the question. So the first one, as an aspiring makeup artist, is definitely like perfect your craft. Like not perfect it as in you're the best in the world, but definitely have it at a good standard before you start providing it as a service. And that takes practice. practice on anyone who will sit and let you paint their face. Just do it, because I guess the more you do it, the more confident you get. Doing makeup on your face versus doing makeup on somebody else's face is a completely different skill set. So you also have to learn to understand what the person wants, how they like their makeup done, and not being too prideful, I guess, too proud, because you have to be able to take the criticism. Because sometimes you put your whole heart in and then the person says, no, I don't like it. And instead of breaking down and being like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't like it, you need to suck it up and be like, okay, you don't like it. Okay, what part of it don't you like? Exactly. How can I, how can I make it better? And just learning how to engage with your customers. That's also something that's really, really important, because what you might like may not be what they like. And just a good idea of what they want before even starting. What else? So in regards to moving to a different country, so I knew that I think you also have to do your research in regards to what the beauty industry is like in the country that you're about to move to. In Dubai, beauty and luxury is a big market. The way I see it and the way I've always seen it is, someone did actually say this to me, but they were like, even if you didn't have any money as a woman, you don't want to look like you don't have it. And even if it's the last cent that you had and you're going to you're going to an interview, you still want to look put together for the interview.
Yes. You want to make every effort possible.
So it's not necessarily about choosing the most extravagant or the most luxurious products, but women always want to look their best.
Indeed.
So and in Dubai, that's a big market. Whether it's fashion or whether it's beauty, that's a big industry out there. So I think if you are going to move anywhere and makeup is your sole purpose, then you should definitely do the research on that. Then also in regards to working for different makeup brands, in a different country, again, you also have to look at the standard of living, whether it would be worth your while working for a company versus working for yourself. So, for myself, I realized that working for a company in the UAE would not be as beneficial to myself as to working for myself. So that's why I decided to do makeup independently rather than working for a brand in the UAE.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Experience is really important, isn't it? Before you now set out, so you can learn the tools of the trade and better yourself and become more confident, and then go forth and start your own.
Exactly. And then I think also in the UK, just last bit on that, in the UK, as you so rightly said at the beginning, I started off learning about skincare, because I feel like skincare is literally the foundation to everything. If you look after the skin underneath the makeup, then when you put the makeup on top, it's going to look beautiful and more flawless. So learning about makeup, learning about different skin types, how to look after the skin, being able to give your clients actual good advice in regards to how they look after their skin. Learning about dermatologically tested products, because some people are more prone to having reactions to things. So you also have to make sure that your kit, good one. Make sure that your kit literally is versatile enough to use on all skin types, because what you do not want is your customers breaking out. It's important to look for brands that are dermatologically tested, to make sure that people with sensitive skin can use it. And even if the brand doesn't cater to sensitive skin, then definitely you may have to split your kit in two. So you'll have certain brands that have it and certain brands that don't, and then kind of work with your client to see what their skin type is like, what they're able to have on their skin without reacting, that sort of thing. But that is so important, because you don't want anyone breaking out.
And what about makeup artists? Let's talk about being insured and having insurance, which I think is such an important thing that you should have.
Yes.
What is your take on that?
Yes, I feel as though insurance is probably one of the most important things in regards to doing anything with beauty and skincare. You definitely need to be insured as an artist to make sure that if anything does happen to your customer, to your client, that you are covered to a certain degree. Obviously, you also have to be honest as well. Like if you know that it was your product that caused X, Y, and Z to happen, then honesty is also just as important, because I guess your insurance can cover you, but if you're dishonest, it's also going to mean that you're never going to have that client is never going to come back again. So so insurance is important, but honesty is also important too.
Yes.
As a side by side with your insurance.
Indeed, it's true, because you don't want to be liable for, things that you could have been very honest for. And also now I know that you have a fantastic YouTube, and I've actually gone through it, and it's really, really good. And I know, you call yourself not like a pro yet, but you're just sort of, finding your way around YouTube.
Yeah.
But what you've done so far, it looks really amazing and well done. And, it takes a lot of courage to actually start a YouTube channel. And most of the conversation I have in terms of Adapt to Thrive, the podcast, it goes on the YouTube as well, as a way to build up my brand and to build up, this platform as well. And, let's talk about why you've actually decided to start a YouTube channel.
Well, I've been watching so many YouTubers like growing up, and I just thought, oh, you know what? I would actually really love to do this. I started a couple of years ago, and then I just sort of stopped, because sometimes you end up watching the numbers, and that's something that I'm learning daily. Stop watching the numbers, just do what it is that you enjoy, and people who like what you do will be attracted to your channel. I think the other tip that I got from another lady as well is learning how to diversify. So for myself, my niche is makeup, but it's also with YouTube, because makeup is such a saturated industry, it's also learning how to diversify, do something different on there that's literally going to catch people's attention as well. So
do it on the same channel, or you have to have a separate channel if you diversify? Because sometimes it's quite hard to know whether we can all do it on the same channel, or whether to have a different channel, because it depends on what it is that you're doing. So if you're doing beauty, can you mix it up with something else, something else totally different? For example, maybe talking about another topic totally that is not relevant to beauty. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I think you could probably do it if you're new, because as I said, my channel is nowhere near big at all. But I'm guessing if you're new, it's probably a good way to sort of test out what your audience wants. Is just to try out lots of different things, and then the ones that sort of are catch, and you realize, oh, actually this one is doing pretty well. I have one video about curling hair that I did 4 years ago, and that's got thousands of views on it, and I'm thinking, but what?
It's probably something that somebody wants to see constantly. Is relevant, isn't it? And people want to learn how to do that skill. Yeah. I did another one during this quarantine period,
basically sort of a similar sort of method of doing it, and again, it's still doing, it's a video that's doing well. So I've obviously come to realize that that's something that people want to watch. But yeah, in regards to diversifying on your YouTube channel, I think when you're starting off, it's very important to just try out different things, because you just never know. You may start off, on one path, and actually realize that your viewers want something else from you. They may want,
it may not be beauty that they want.
It may not even be beauty that they want. They may just want you to just sit down and talk about, life experiences.
Yeah, indeed. And I think it's important for us to listen to the viewers to see, because they are the one that is actually watching, the YouTube programs. And so, some of their comments and what they say they want to see is actually what we should actually give them. You know what I mean? And we can actually create the beauty part of what we want to do.
Exactly.
And also I wanted to know, what has it been like sort of having a YouTube channel? Has it actually helped your brand in any way? Have you gained more following in terms of having more clients? Do you have more people booking your service a bit more? What have you gained from having a channel?
Yeah, I mean, I have had people who found me through YouTube, and some people who found me through my Instagram videos, which happen to like pop up on Explore. Again, as I said, my Instagram page is not huge, neither is my YouTube. So I'm always very honest about that. But somehow, like, you know, it may pop up on Explore, and then people are, oh, okay. And I think as well, it also depends on how you sort of like have your title.
Yeah.
In your Instagram or in your YouTube, so that when people do search on Instagram for like makeup artist in Dubai or makeup artist in the UK, like they can find you first. So your title on your Instagram is very important, because I think I probably get most of them through like Instagram videos, Instagram posts, and sometimes YouTube videos. But my YouTube is quite small at the moment. Most of my clients probably come through Instagram than YouTube.
Right.
But I think it's just a fun way to sort of, you know, engage in a different way, because it's always nice to put pictures up, but then if you can really like show people how to do things, they can practice it at home, or they just can see what products it is that you're using, they can buy it and try it for themselves. And then obviously there's always the comment box, so people can always ask more questions and have them. I can give a more in-depth answer if it's not clear in the video. But yeah, I just figured it would just be another way to just sort of to interact with my followers on Instagram and kind of bring them along with me to YouTube, really. So.
Absolutely. I know you mentioned something about you started a long time ago and you kind of stopped. And this is what a lot of people worry about in terms of consistency. Many of us, we start and then we stop. We lose motivation. We can't be bothered to go back to it. And that's because what I figured out is that you've got to plan when it comes to creating content. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're going to start a YouTube channel, you've got to have at least 1 year content.
Yeah.
And you must have it mapped out. You know, every month I'm going to deliver something, and I'm going to work on it 1 week, and I'm going to do my bash recording maybe for a day or so, and I'm going to have it all planned out. And I think because some of us that are not working, you know, through that, we're just basically saying, right, I like that idea, I'm going to start a YouTube, and all of a sudden you show up today and then next month you're not there. You come back next month and there's so much apology. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been away.
That was me. That was honestly me.
I think a lot of
hi
us
guys, I'm really sorry I've been away.
And I've just figured out, you know, there are ways to do this. I mean, what have you actually kind of done in terms of the inconsistency that you had before? But now you are consistent, isn't it?
Yes, I'm definitely more consistent than I was before. But yeah, I think just basically like what you said is planning ahead. So making sure that I'm recording videos ahead of time, and basically just editing them again, like back to back, so that I know that I've got something coming up in the next couple of days. I've got something else coming up in the next couple of days. So just having a diary full of different ideas about what it is that I want to film, what it is that I want to try out. Again, like my channel is mostly known for makeup, but I'm pretty sure that my next video is probably going to be about making a seafood boil.
Right.
So I just thought I'm going to try something different and see how it goes. But
I'm sure people are going to love that as well. Or even, you know, cooking, you know, creating something that's very unique and different, anything artistic, you know, people love it. Or just a good conversation, something from people can actually relate to.
That's it.
You know, that's good enough. And absolutely. So how can people actually get in touch with you if they wanted you to actually provide your services? Because I know you cover weddings, birthdays, special occasions. So how can people actually reach you?
So they can reach me on my Instagram. So that's Makeup by Adeswa. And then I have my YouTube, which is well, actually, if you want to book me, so I've got my Instagram, and I've also got my website, so that's www.makeupbyadeswa.com. So yeah, there's literally a form on there that you can sort of like fill out, just tell me what it is that you're looking for, and I will be in contact pretty much straight away. Those are two main platforms that I kind of work from. And then I have another sort of venture coming out in the next couple of weeks. Brilliant. So obviously I love hair, always have done. So I'm coming out with some hair extension, like bundle deals, that sort of thing. So I will hopefully have my website up and running pretty soon for that. So if anyone's interested in getting some hair extensions, then you can definitely follow our Instagram page on @theweaveboudoir on Instagram. I'll put all of that in here
for the viewers. Absolutely.
Let me just kind of do that.
Yeah. So just looking at what the viewers have actually mentioned. Hello, beautiful ladies. Great conversation. You know, we're talking all things beauty, and it's been quite a lot of positive comments, and people enjoy the conversation. You know, asking about you know, how to start a beauty business, which you've already answered in the early stages of the interview. And you know, using different platforms to promote your makeup business. And you've mentioned Instagram, YouTube, and you know, other platforms as well. Are you on Facebook? You are on Facebook, aren't you?
I am on Facebook. So yeah, I've also got Makeup by Adesua on Facebook as well.
So fantastic.
So you can always
brilliant
on there as well.
Awesome. Also, what just give us some last tips when it comes to any advice for anyone watching who wants to actually go forth and start their beauty business. Any advice that you think that they should actually do before they actually start?
I think the first thing obviously starts with yourself. So just do it. Just get on with it. I think one piece of advice that I always got is you don't necessarily need to have everybody's approval before you start something. If you know that you are convicted to do it, then go ahead and do it. Second thing that I'll probably say is just learn everything that there is to do with beauty that you can anyway. Practice is also very, very important. The more you practice, the better your skill set will become. Don't be afraid to learn things from other makeup artists, and also don't be scared to also share like your own tips either. Like I think that's something that I've kind of reiterated so many times here, is that there's space for everybody, and you know, what you bring to the table is different to what somebody else is going to bring to the table. And just go with it.
Fantastic. You've all heard it here from the beautiful Adesua. She said, go for it. Just do it. You don't need any validation from nobody. She said all the things that I would also say. Just do it. You have the power within you, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you have greatness embedded in you. And so people are waiting for that skills. People are waiting for you to actually start. Your customers are waiting for you. Your clients are waiting for you. So just do it, because you may actually make a difference and actually help somebody to actually start what they've been wanting to start, something that they've been procrastinating about for such a long time. So today is about encouraging you to start that business, make that move, because I want to actually invite you to come on the show and come and tell us about it. So thank you so much, Adesua. It's a pleasure. You are such a phenomenal queen, and we appreciate the amazing work that you're doing, and we wish you nothing but the best in all your endeavors, and we look forward to the amazing business that you're going to be starting in regards to hair, which is really amazing. And would love to have you back to let us know more about that company as well. And we can only wish you more growth and more sustainability.
Thank you. We need that.
So thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here. So to all our wonderful guests, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on board. It's amazing to have you on board. We always love having everybody participating and listening to our wonderful guests. So until next time, Tuesday again. Thank you all. Stay blessed and have a great day. Thank you so much, Adesua. You're amazing.
Thank you very much.
Stay blessed.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hello.